Today, guys, we have 30 ways that you can find money to pay off debt if you're serious about getting it paid off permanently. All right, guys, we have 30 things that we did and that you can do to seriously pay off debt. Now, this is going to be some sacrificing, okay?
This is if you're serious about getting out of debt as fast as absolutely possible.
Absolutely going through and just slamming through and getting your debt paid off. Here's the thing. A lot of two-income families can get their debt paid off in 1 to 2 years. They really could. They have enough income, but they're just spending so much money that they're just blowing it all, literally. So we're going to talk about 30 things, and actually there's probably more in here, but we're just saying 30 to begin with.
And keep in mind, when Tara's telling you about these things, that to sacrifice it means for now, until you get your debt paid off, do without these things. Yep. And then after you get your debt paid off, you can resume a normal amount of spending on these things. And that way you can use that psychologically to say, I'm not giving this up forever. I'm only giving this up because I really want to get this debt out of my way.
Yep. All right. Number 1, buy used. Seriously, 90% of the things that we buy, 90 to 95, with the exception of food, is used. And we're going to run through even more, but we buy used clothes. 90 to 95% of our clothes are purchased at the thrift store, including shoes. Like a majority of the shoes are purchased at the thrift store also. Used furniture. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, that's gross. Listen, we've had some skanky furniture. Let me tell you, it's skanky.
But not anymore.
But not anymore, but we did because we were serious about getting out of debt. I mean, I don't know how many couches I cleaned because people gave us their couches that had been sitting in the garage, but it was a couch. So I just cleaned it with the shop vac really well, put some vinegar on it to de-stink it, and they worked just fine.
And every time you sit on it, just imagine a jingling sound of your debt going down.
Yeah, it saved us $500 buying a new couch. That's a lot of money. Don't buy what you don't need.
Really, you almost don't need
a lot of things. So we're talking stop buying clothes, stop buying purses, stop buying new shoes, stop buying vacations, stop buying cars. You're stopping buying anything that you just don't absolutely desperately have to survive, okay? Next, manicures, pedicures. Sorry, ladies, but you gotta let it go. You can't be wasting $200 a month on getting your hair and nails done.
Well, and you can do it yourself.
Yes, you can do it yourself. Yeah. Starbucks. This is another one. People, we see the line every day. People spend $3,000 to $5,000 a year just drinking their money so that they can literally flush it down the toilet. Think about that. Seriously, think about that.
Well, and the reality is if you want that kind of stuff, you can easily make it at home for virtually nothing.
Yeah. Used cars.
Yep, always.
Always. We have never, ever, ever purchased a new car.
We don't have any debt now at all, and it's unlikely we will buy any new cars even now with not having any debt.
Yeah. And cheap cars. You don't need a $15,000 to $20,000 used car. You need a $2,000 to $5,000 used car to just get you from point A to B. And all these people, I know, actually, we're going to talk about cars a little bit. I'm not going to go into it right now, but we're going to do another video on cars because this is a big one that people just really get stuck on.
And the thing about cars is you have to just be smart how you shop for them. We'll talk about that. But you're not going to get a dumpy car that's going to spew oil everywhere all the time. So that we'll talk about that in another video.
Yeah.
But get that thought out of your head.
Yeah, but if you needed to, that's what you got to do. I mean, we're talking serious here.
But then you use duct tape.
Yes, and get yourself through. All right. No cable, no Netflix. Cut it all. No cell phones for the kids. Our kids do not get cell phones until they're 16 years old driving, and they pay for them themselves.
They pay for it themselves.
Your children do not need a cell phone at school. For decades, parents called the school and said, I need to get a message to Billy Bob that I'm going to be late picking him up. You don't need, your child does not need a cell phone, period. I mean, okay, I'm sure there's an exception with like 0.02% of some kid that lives in a really bad neighborhood and has to walk home from school. I'll give you a flip phone for that. But, well, if they even make them anymore. But 99.9% of the kids do not need cell phones.
And you don't need the full plan on a cell phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you have the fancy, expensive plan, maybe you should cut that back.
Yeah. Stop eating out. Guys, we go out on our dates, and there will be a family that'll spend $75 to $100, and 3/4 of the food is left there, and the parents are screaming at the kids because the kids didn't need anything because the parents got them a big soda, and they filled up with soda and didn't need any of the food, and then they don't even take it home.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
And if you look in the description below, you can see we have several cookbooks, and they give you restaurant quality food that you make at home faster than going out.
Yep.
And it tastes great, but it's a whole lot less expensive.
Yep. Clearance items. Okay, like Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day, Halloween. I always hit the clearance like a couple of days to a week afterwards when it's 50 to 90% off. And I pre-buy gifts for the next holiday. So Christmas candy is bought at Halloween. Valentine's candy is bought at Christmas. Easter candy is bought at Valentine's Day. You go and buy it when it's on sale, so you can still have the fun stuff, but it literally costs pennies compared to buying at full price.
Well, and I hope I'm not taking away from one of your future points here, but when you have something that you need, but you don't absolutely critically need it this very second, just keep in mind, I need to get this. And then while you're shopping around at thrift stores and garage sales and things, if you see that thing, then you'll be able to buy it then, and you'll save a ton of money.
Yeah, and that's like with the kids and clothes. Like if I know the kids are going to be growing into the next size clothes, I'll start looking 3 to 6 months before they go into that size and start purchasing them at garage sales. Or if it's the summer and I know next year they're going to be in the next size or two, then I'll buy those at garage sales.
So if it's not an emergency, don't try to buy something right now.
So like Jack has to wear uniforms at school. I paid 50 cents by buying them at garage sales instead of $15 for his pants. And I got 10 pairs of pants for, what is that, $5. Instead of 10 pairs of pants for $150. So there you go. Don't use paper towels. Use rags to clean up. Paper towels are a waste of money. Water bottles. Stop buying pre-bottled water. It's ridiculous. Very few places in the country have water that's that bad that you have to buy bottled water. And then you don't need to buy the little single serving of bottled water. Get yourself a refillable cup and just pour your water into your cup. Buy it by the gallon, the 5 gallon if you have to buy bottled water, but stop buying the little bottles of water. That's totally wasteful.
And most places, the tap water, if you say, well, I really like the taste of the bottled water, you're not in this to get the taste that you want. You're in this to pay off your debt. And the thing is that most tap water is safe, and where it is safe, if you drink it and you don't like the taste, after you drink it for a week or so, it'll start to taste fine.
Yeah. All right. Shop clearance food. So along with after holiday clearance, I get a lot of my meat on clearance. The sell by date is not the same as the use by date. Sell by means the store has to sell it by that day. Use by means you have to use it by that day. So if the sell by day says November 15th, you still have 3 or 4 days on that meat to be able to use it. I just bring it home, throw it in my freezer, pull it out when I need it. And I very rarely pay more than $2 or $3 a pound for any kind of meat because I buy it on clearance. The same with breads, cake mixes, all those kinds of things go on clearance all the time.
And what if it says use by and you stick it in the freezer 4 days before the use by date?
Then it's fine.
So you can use it for a long time after that.
Yeah. You can use it for 3 to 6 months. It'll last 3 to 6 months in your freezer. Usually 6 months in your freazer.
Just once you take it out of the freezer, then you need to use it real quick.
Cut back on all the chips, the juice boxes, the little lunch chips that are prepackaged. I talked to the lady at the grocery store. She said the number one selling thing at the grocery store is pre-cut fruit and vegetables and the pre-packaged foods for lunches. It's ridiculous. There's no reason for you to pay 4 to 5 times the amount of money
to not have to cut it.
To not have to cut it.
It's like you got to hire a person to work for you to cut it if you're going to pay that much
That's
money.
absolutely crazy. Delivery takeout. Now people think, oh, we're not going out to eat, so we'll have a $40 pizza delivered. Guys, that's insane. Make your own little pizzas at home. Just get a can of biscuits, roll them out, put some pizza sauce with some mozzarella cheese or some pepperoni or hamburger or sausage, put it in the oven, and in 10 minutes you have little mini pizzas, and the kids think they're so cool because they can make their own. Dumpster dive. This was a big one for us when we were really desperate for money and really desperate to get our debt paid off.
It was actually fun at some points because
it was our social.
It felt like a treasure hunt.
Yeah. It was. And we would go dumpster diving and we would find all these cool things, and then we would have a garage sale and make $200 or $300 off the stuff that we didn't use. Or like one time we found a rocker when I was pregnant with my first child, and it needed a 40-cent screw. We used it for 2 years and we sold it for $40 after we were done.
Yeah, it's amazing the things that people will throw away. People will spend a lot of money and they'll throw something away, and there's virtually nothing wrong with it. And what it needs to make it perfect is very inexpensive. One thing you do need to be careful of any possible dangers. Like if there's sharp stuff in there, you want to be careful on that.
Yeah, you want to take precautions. Say no to your kids. Guys, kids don't need a treat every time they go to the store. Kids don't need to be in every activity at school. Say no to your kids, period. If they want the $50 jeans and you have $5 for a pair of jeans, you give them that $5 and you say, okay, you can come up with the rest of the money. Go for it, and you can pay for the extra amount on those jeans.
Here's the $5 I pay for jeans.
Yep.
And then if you want a bonus, you pay the rest.
Help people move. This is one you don't hear a lot, but because we help people move, we get lots of cool free stuff. People are tired when now, we don't help people move just to get the free stuff. We help them move
a nice side effect.
because they're our friends and family and we want to actually help them. But a nice side effect is I can get all kinds of cleaners. They don't want to move their cleaners. They don't want to move furniture. We got a $1,200 Lazy Boy for Mike that we've used for the last 5 years and absolutely love.
They just gave it to us because they didn't want to deal with it.
Because they didn't want to deal with it. The rest of it, I dug through what they didn't want. I kept what I could use, sold what I couldn't use, and then the rest went to the thrift store. So help people move. That's a good way to get some free stuff. Stop buying snacks and drinks at convenience stores. Do you know that convenience stores make more money on sodas than they do on gas? Stop. Now, I don't know how many people will go and spend $20 just giving them $20 for 2 kids for a snack because you're too hurried going between activity to activity and the kids are hungry. Pre-package up some brownies, peanut butter crackers, apples and peanut butter sandwich, a tuna sandwich, whatever. Package up some of those and just keep them in the refrigerator and grab them when you're ready to go. And then you don't have to waste all that money at convenience stores. Eat your leftovers.
Nothing wrong with leftovers, people.
Yeah, eat your leftovers. I'm shocked at how many people don't eat leftovers. Stop doing so much laundry. This is another one that people just go crazy on. They wash towels every day. They wash bedding every day. Why? They wash clothes every day. Guys, wear the same shirt. Now, I get if you have boys that are playing outside or if you have a construction worker for a husband or something, that's totally different. But 80 to 90% of the people who are doing excess laundry are just doing it because they're paranoid about germs. If you're wearing deodorant and your shirt's not filthy, you can wear your shirt 2 or 3 days.
If you look at it and it looks clean and you smell it and it smells clean, it's clean enough.
It's clean. Yeah. So stop doing so much laundry. Lower your heat. Your heat does not need to be set at 78 or 80 in the winter. And then in the summer, you lower your AC to 65. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, and this is another one of those cases where you say, well, I'm cold or I'm hot. You know, if you put it at a certain temperature for a certain amount of time, you will adjust. Your body will adjust.
Yep.
And in the winter, you can always put on sweaters and things.
Yep. So those are 30 things to help you get out of debt if you're truly serious livingonadime.com, we have thousands of tips and hints, recipes to help you save even more money. Please go check it out. Also check out our Dining on a Dime cookbook to help you start eating at home with quick and easy meals that you don't have to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. livingonadime.com. We'll see you guys next time.